We are at Jana's Market in downtown Faribault. Royal Ross is back. How was your wedding last weekend?
Oh, it was beautiful. Weather was beautiful, which made for a beautiful wedding. So it was darn near perfect.
So you like going to weddings?
This one I did. It was right on Clearwater Beach, Florida.
I'm not a big wedding guy. I like receptions, but I'm not so much into the wedding.
Well, I actually had the honor of being in this one, so that made it a little more special.
Were you the best man?
No, just a humble groomsman.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And it was right on the beach, you say?
Yes, right on the beach.
Did you have a pretty fun reception afterward?
The reception is actually going to be in about a week or so here in town.
Okay.
But, there was over 40 people that went down from Minnesota for that wedding. So there was a lot of good time to be had.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear. You didn't ride your motorcycle down there.
No. I didn't do that.
Did you fly?
Yes, of course. Yeah, we were only down there for 4 days, 4 nights.
Okay, so was your wife one of the bridesmaids too?
No, my wife did not go. She had to stay back and work.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, it is.
Got it.
I know.
Anyway, you got something you want to get off your chest before we talk to Jesse about wrestling?
Well, I just wanted to say that once again we are down here at Jana's Marketplace in beautiful downtown Faribault. Stop on down. Great lunches and breakfast. You can get either one at any time. You can get an omelet at 1 in the afternoon, or you can get a cheeseburger at 10 in the morning. So
I got a ham and cheese omelet last week, and I'm telling you, they do not scrimp on the ham. There is lots of ham in that ham and cheese omelet.
But there is a good amount of cheese, too. So today I'm going to order up a caramel roll out of the kitchen and take one of those home. But, folks, come on down. If you haven't given Jana's a try, they have it's a self-serve restaurant, so you come up, you order what you want from their hot menu, and then they'll bring it right out to you at your table. Or you can come in, you can buy prepackaged meals and take them home and eat them during the week, and they are very, very good.
Now, I don't know if her pie special is still on, but she was selling pies for special last weekend.
Oh, well, I kind of wandered around the store before our show here, and I didn't see any whole pie specials or anything. I did see some sliced pie, but wouldn't surprise me if she had a whole pie or two laying around here that she.
Yeah, we'll see if she pops on in maybe a little bit later.
Yep. So, folks, come on down Jana's Marketplace, downtown Faribault.
Jesse's got to probably get out to wrestling practice, so we should probably have him jump on the air, because you're having practice right now, right? You are having practice right now.
We are.
At the high school.
At the high school. So the Coach Stallo and Becker and Babcock and Coach. We have a new coach, Coach Keeler. He's out of Farmington. They're all up there right now working out. Coach Weaver's up in St. Cloud still with some family, and I went in this morning for our first hour and then left to come here. Talk a little wrestling.
I appreciate you coming over to talk about wrestling. You guys will be ranked again, I would assume.
I would think that we would be considered as a team to beat. We lost in the finals last year to Rochester Mayo. They'll return a solid team.
Will they be as good as they were last year?
They'll be pretty tough still. They didn't lose a lot. I think they lost about the same number as us. So it'll be interesting to see how teams stack up with the new weight classes and where guys slide in. Olatana's going to be strong. They were young last year, but they were really coming on at the end of the year. So coach is doing a good job there with those kids. And then Albert Lee's back in our section this year after being out the last couple years. So once again, section 1 AAA is going to be a dogfight to get out of there. So, but we're excited about it, and we believe that we have some young men that are in position to do some really good things this year. So,
when you said new weight class, you mean the wrestlers have a different weight class? You don't mean that there's new weight classes?
There are. So last year it was voted on, and we've gone from 14 weight classes now back to 13. Which
I like the uneven number.
Yep, I do too. I like the one less weight class, as some teams really do have a hard time filling. And I think that's been part of our success is we've been able to fill those weight classes.
Yep.
But we have a couple teams in our conference that it's been difficult for them to fill those weight classes. So I think removing one of those will make it a little bit more competitive. And then with that, there's the new weights. So last year, it was 106, 113. Now it's 107, 114, 121, 127, 133, 139, 142, 152, 160, 72, 89, 215, and heavyweight. So we're pretty much set in all of those except for I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do at 215 pounds. Like we have several boys in the 170 and 180, 89 range. We got a couple guys up there. Well, we got 3 or 4 guys at the heavyweight, but I don't know if we have one body, 213 pounds, but he's a freshman and that would be an awfully tough weight to wrestle as a freshman.
That would be a pretty experienced position by now, you'd think.
Yep, you're gonna get 215 pounds. You're gonna get a young man.
Yeah.
So one of those heavyweights probably can't lose, and one of your
I think we were looking at doing some certification and having kids weigh in, but I have one heavyweight who's probably all of 280. So for him to get to 215 is not likely, and the other one is about 240, 250, somewhere in that range. So that's going to be a tough pull for that as well.
Are they capped on the heavyweight?
Pardon me?
Do they cap the heavyweight?
They do at 285.
That's the max.
That's max, yeah.
Because I remember back in the day, 400-pound heavyweights.
Really?
Yeah, could have, as long as you made 189.
When Big Ben Bauer wrestled for Faribault, you went up against some big boys.
Yeah. You could wrestle, if you were 189.1, you could wrestle heavyweight. and those kids, they didn't have a limit. Yeah, it was.
Why would you want to do that if you were 189?
I don't know. Yeah,
David versus Goliath type.
Yeah. I swear a couple of those guys that he wrestled were 400 pounds.
Yeah. Ben was a tough wrestler for us.
Well, he outquicked him is what he did. Yeah. And he was strong enough to handle it.
Fun to watch.
Yeah. He was. You've had a great tradition of heavyweight.
We have. We really, so this new young man that's in our wrestling room right now helping us out, coaching. He graduated from Farmington. He was an all-state wrestler for them, went on to wrestle at Luther, and I said, the funny thing is, this is prior to even myself coaching here, we've had a strong tradition with heavyweights. Being that I was a little guy when I wrestled, I had to learn how to coach heavyweights. And I said, and ironically, it's probably been my most successful weight class with athletes. When I think about the guys that have wrestled 215, 220 pounds and heavier, I would say they probably account for the vast majority of state entrants and all state and state championships for the coaching staff that we currently have. So we've done well with our heavyweights, and I think right now we have a couple young men that if they commit themselves to the sport and the lifestyle of a wrestler, because it is pretty demanding. If they commit themselves to that style, I think they too could, have their names up on the wall for everyone to see as, the next big thing. So
now, I know you don't have any say in the matter, but do you like capping the heavyweight at 285?
I do. I think it's, I think it's good.
And then would you rather have 11 than 13 weight classes?
I would love to have 11. My thought is, the fan base for wrestling, and specifically speaking towards college, they love college wrestling. They love the duels. They absolutely love it. They have 10 weight classes. I think having 10 weight classes and then add one lower weight, to that to that lineup, and I just think 11 would be really, really fun. Those would be some really competitive meets. Because again, let's take 14. If I'm going to go, if Faribault's going to go wrestle a team that has, let's say, six forfeits, that's 36 points that they're down before we even step on the mat. Like, imagine going to play a football game and you show up, and before the kickoff, they put 36 points up on the board.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so teams go in with that, almost this defeatist mentality, because, well, how are we going to make up 36 points? I mean, we have to basically win out and pin everybody, and that's just a really tough feat. So I think when you remove some of those forfeits out of some lineups, and this is just me, I can't say that I speak on behalf of the entire state of Minnesota and coaches, but I just think it really makes for some more competitive duels when you eliminate some of those. You know, if you can take three out, that's 18 points that a team doesn't have to give up. I just think it's a lot more competitive. It's enjoyable for the athletes, the coaches, the fans.
Be a more competitive wrestling room too.
You'd have less matches, obviously, but supposedly more competitive matches because you'd have less weak spots.
Absolutely, and I think we've discussed this before, and you know, and one of the arguments, the other side of it, the other side of the coin, is that
opportunities.
We're taking away opportunities for kids if we remove these weight classes. And my argument to that argument is that I believe we take opportunities away from kids to develop at the appropriate level. So to have to take a kid, let's say, who's a second-year wrestler as a freshman, where they could develop their skills on the ninth grade league or in the ninth grade league or on the JV, are now being thrown up on a varsity squad. That can be tough. That can be really tough. So, not to say that it's not like some of those kids don't flourish in that environment, because I have had that. I have had kids where I'm like, hey, you're going to wrestle varsity, and boy, they do a great job. But the vast majority of them, you know, those that first year when they get thrown up there, is kind of they kind of get beat up a little bit.
Now, if I remember right, Royal, your son was a lighter wrestler, right?
Yes. Yep. He was very lightweight wrestler. Yeah, and he started, I think, as a 7th grader, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I want to say that
7th or 8th for sure, probably 7th. But so my question was, do we have any 7th or 8th graders? Do you think it'll make varsity this year?
Yeah, right now we have Lane Kuhlman, who is an 8th grader. And Lane was a very strong wrestler for us last year. You know, he was in the hunt for a state berth. He's skilled. You know, he's not your average 7th or 8th grade wrestler. He's definitely got.
And what weight is he at?
He'll be at 107 pounds for us. He was our 106 pounder last year. And like I said, he had some great success last year. I think he was third in sections. And the individual that went on to state there, Lane had beaten him a couple times during the year, so he's right there in the hunt. I would expect him to challenge again. Then we have, we have a handful of Aiden Gruber also he's a freshman. He saw some varsity action, and then we have I think we have 16 returners, 16 guys that have seen varsity action.
That's nice.
Of course, we got our 3 guys that have represented Faribault at state with JT Housen. JT's got a couple all-state certificates as well, so he'll be ranked very high again this year. Elliot Veland, who was a state entrant for us last year, and very, very talented wrestler. As well as Isaac Yetzer, and I don't know if many work harder than Isaac, but Isaac has also got state tournament experience. And then we got a couple guys that were really close last year. I already mentioned Lane Kuhlman, but Lucas Nelson has had 2 very, very strong seasons for us on varsity. Cooper Leichnam, fantastic kid, another hard worker. He just missed going to the state tournament as well. Last year, I think he was the number 2 seed. And had a tough semifinal match that ended up costing him a state tournament berth, but he's right there. And then, like I said, I honestly think if either one of our heavyweights, who are brothers, by the way, the Pino boys, if either one of them really commit themselves to this team and this sport, I think either one could go to state. I think they both have that ability. And Eddie, who's the youngest, he's a freshman, to say that he's got a shot is, he's right there. So,
do we have a Ramirez on the team this year? Wasn't that the family where we had, at least 2 or 3 of them?
Yep. So we have not had. So Felipe was Just a fantastic kid for just Faribault, right?
He was fun to watch.
It didn't matter what sport he was in, football or track or wrestling. He's just a great kid. But his younger brother, Gael, was also a great wrestler for us. But I want to say, I think Gael graduated in 2021, so it's been a couple years since I've had Ramirez. But, we had a really nice group of boys that graduated last year that, we'll miss. And I say that every year. We always have guys that graduate and we miss. Hunter Conrad is actually back, and he's helping our youth program right now. So it's fun to see those guys come back and want to give back. We have, I think my entire Green Machine coaching staff is all former wrestlers.
Wow.
Yeah. So
former members of the Green Machine.
It's pretty fun.
Almost every high school event now is videoed somehow, watch it on YouTube or something. Are your matches going to be live streamed?
Yeah, I think they're always on, whatever the
huddle thing or whatever.
The Faribault online, that live streaming, I believe we're always on there. Here's the tough thing. There's 16 dates in a wrestling schedule. We're allowed 16 dates. We are home 3 times.
That's it. Is that all?
3 times.
Wow. Yep. How did we got that draw?
It's fairly normal for that to happen with wrestling, simply because we tend to
triangulars,
go to a lot of tournaments
and quadrangulars.
But yeah, since our conference has gone to triangulars, I think there's only 2 matches in our conference that are duals. Otherwise, everything's a tri or a quad.
Wow.
I told Jesse before, Royal, that's holding back a sport, in my opinion, in terms of a fan, right? You'd rather watch a dual than a triangular or a quadrangular, wouldn't you?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, I guess 6 of one, half a dozen of another.
It's shorter.
It's shorter and more intense and more competitive, I guess, but less matches. You'd get to watch twice as many as you go to a tri.
And that's exactly what's happening. The match count. I remember when I graduated high school, I think I had a total of 32 matches. That was with sections, both individual and team. That was the state tournament, and that was 32 matches. Today, they have 45 before we even get to postseason. So it's pretty common for wrestlers to have 50 to 55 matches. Like these kids are getting 2 years compared to the one that
Is there a cap on matches?
Yep. So you can have 45 matches in your regular season.
Okay, 45 regular.
45.
Okay.
Out of those 16 days.
Maximum. It's not maximum per weight. I mean, I wrestle,
that's total number. So we got to keep track of how many matches our kids wrestle, and they've changed some things. Like we used to have. This is a new rule this year. We used to have 45 minutes between matches that a kid had to wait. So you may have been at some wrestling meets where we're kind of waiting around. That's because they have to have that. They've lowered that to 30, which we're all happy about that. Our kids they're well conditioned. Wrestlers are well conditioned. They can get it put back together within 30 minutes and go back out on the mat. So we're all happy about that. And you can now have 6 matches in a day. So before you couldn't do that, but now you can have 6 matches as well. So
what a day that would be!
Yeah, that's a grind.
Royal.
That's a grind.
Only 3 home matches.
I know. It saddens me, but are they at least triangulars so we can see 6 teams? See you wrestle 6 teams, or are they all duals?
No, those are. We have pretty much all duals and quads. Yeah. We have 2 team tournaments that we'll be at, but even at a team tournament, 3 to 4 matches tops, and then our individual tournaments. We have a couple big ones. One of them is our, the Riot out in the Redwood Falls area. They got a beautiful complex out there that we go out and wrestle at for a couple days.
So you quit going to the Dome, Fargo Dome?
We will not be at the Rumble this year. No, we'll not be there.
And the Clash is an invitation-only thing.
The Clash is an invite, yep. So we wrestled in the Clash last year. We're not back this year, which is it's all right. That's another one of those grinds, you know.
Well, then there's some Cheesehead thing out in Wisconsin, too, right?
Cheesehead. There's the Christmas tournament here in Minnesota. There's a lot of great tournaments. I mean, you know, a lot of great tournaments. So.
And you open it at Lakeville North, right?
We are opening there, yep.
Next weekend.
Yep, on the 9th.
I did see Northfield.
The second.
Northfield is there, I see.
Correct.
Are they going to be good again?
Northfield will be solid again, yep. I think they lost a couple big horses for them, but I think they also got a couple back that had some injuries or something of that nature last year. So, you know, they'll be in the hunt. I think you're going to see, you know, you'll see Faribault, Mayo, Albert Lee, Owatonna, Northfield. Those 5 will all kind of be beating each other up a little bit.
Wow, Royal, what do you think of that?
I think it's going to be a tough season, but it'll be an exciting season. Yes.
Oh.
Yep,
that's
it'll
fantastic.
Definitely be exciting.
So, of course, just like any team, any sport,
injuries.
Key is going to be avoid the injury bug and the illness bug at the right times. You know, I think back to last year. We would have walked away with the Big 9 crown if we didn't have a couple guys injured the night we wrestled Northfield, which, you know, had them back in there at sections when we wrestled them, and kind of had our way with them when you put those guys in there. So that injury bug can beat you up just as bad as an injury that takes you out for a while. So,
yep.
But should be a real fun, real competitive year, and
any rules? Any rules changes?
You know, the big rules, the big rule changes, the number of matches, the time. Those are the big ones. They did talk more about supporting points. So if you've watched a wrestling match, you know, it used to be, again, and I'm kind of giving some history here, but if you stepped out of bounds, they would blow the whistle. Well, you know, you have all that extra mat out there. So again, if you watch college, there's very little break in wrestling. It's constant action, which fans love. You know, fans love it.
The thing I don't like, but you probably like, and any real wrestling fan likes, is that riding time stuff.
Yeah. I loved riding time. You know, I think that really puts a large emphasis on being dominant on top and trying to work to turn your opponent. But I think you'll see some things with riding time. I think you'll also see some things with takedowns, as college is experimenting with some point changes with those. So I think, and then if it works well there, it usually trickles down into the high school. But so like college, they have this 2-point support. You know, if any part of your body is in the circle, keep wrestling. As long as they're not off the mat, as long as they're not on the gym floor, you keep wrestling. And so I think that's going to be exciting. So now you could have somebody completely outside the circle. You know, maybe I threw them and they went to their back, and I've got a toe. I've got my two little, you know, just like in football, I keep my 2 feet inside that circle. I can pin them out there, so we can keep wrestling.
That'll be interesting.
See, now, when I watch wrestling, what I enjoy the most are the throws. If you had the riding time, some of that's eliminated, right? That's why I'm not a big riding time guy. I don't know what you think, Royal.
No, I don't mind the riding time, although I think it does kind of slow the match down a little. And we don't want to call it stalling, but you know, it's
so. I understand that.
Yeah.
I loved riding. Like that was I would say my strong suit. So, you know, if I could get the guy down and I was going to put legs in and I was going to work the clock and turn them and we always called it, you know, dominating the match. So we wanted to dominate the match.
Right,
you know?
but did you have riding time when you wrestled in college?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying you're old, just.
Well, I feel old. Actually, Gordy, I tell you, I won some matches by riding time, but my senior year, back in the finals, the match ended 9-9, but he had 1:01 riding time. So I got the extra point.
Man.
That's how I lost my last collegiate match was 1:01 riding time. So
that still
hurts a little bittersweet for you.
That one stings a little.
Yeah, a little bittersweet.
It still sticks in his craw, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't blame him.
No, me either. You don't get that minute back.
No, you don't.
No.
Yeah. So.
Well, we sure are expecting a great, exciting season from your squad this year, and I know you'll definitely produce that. And I look forward to watching them either, for the 3 home matches, or if I can find them online.
Absolutely.
I love watching, so we'll be cheering for you.
Well, I appreciate that. And we'll keep posting, we post things out there. So, we have a great following on our Twitter page, and we'll post videos and things like that on there as well. But right now our boys are I shouldn't say boys, because we do have Alexis in there. Alexis is a senior this year, and she's been holding strong. We thought we were going to have a few more maybe female wrestlers with us, but she's so I have to correct myself when I'm talking to the team, like wrestlers, okay? They're working hard, and they have some lofty goals for themselves. So we're gonna keep pushing, it's interesting. I don't know if you guys have spoken about the co-op that obviously we've had with Bethlehem Academy, and wrestling's had a co-op with Bethlehem Academy since I think 1988-89 season, because I've always wrestled with Bethlehem Academy individuals, but then with Shattuck, and there's a chance that we might have a Shattuck or 2 individuals that will join our team when they get back from their holiday, their fall break here. But our motto this year is one town, one team, because we do have so many individuals that are from other schools, but you would never know it. And you go into our room; these guys are great friends, and they're so supportive of each other and at each other's other activities. It's really pretty cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks, Jesse.
Well, thank you, and thanks
periodically,
for
maybe you can get some kids out here periodically. I know you wrestle a lot of tournaments on the weekends, but
yeah, we have those Saturdays off. We'll make sure we get some guys lined up out here.
That would be very cool. Don't you think, Laura?
Absolutely, I'd love to hear
Alexis,
yeah, bring Alexis out.
Yeah, she'd like that. Yeah. Probably pretty quiet, but I think she would like it.
Yeah, we'll put a microphone in her face, and maybe she'll liven up a little bit.
Yeah,
surprise you.
Maybe.
Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a great holiday, and and maybe we'll get ready for some snow now, right?
I'm so full.
Or should we not speak it into existence yet?
No, I'm not a snow guy.
Not till Christmas.
All right, I like that. Take care, guys. Thank you.
We'll see you, Jesse. Appreciate that very much. Well, Royal, you want to talk a little bit about G&H Properties?
Yeah. G&H Properties is also located in beautiful downtown Faribault, right across the street from the post office. Full-service real estate firm. We have 3 divisions. We manage homeowner associations and condo associations. And then we manage rental property for investors, the residential rental property. We have a sales division where we can help buy and sell homes and buy, sell, or rent commercial property. So very well-rounded family-run business. We got a lot of great employees working for us, and it's a great place to work. And if you are looking for somebody to help you out with all your real estate needs, give us a call at G&H Management. It's 507-334-3499, and once again, we're located in beautiful downtown Faribault, right across the street from the post office. So give us a call. We'll help you rent property, buy property, sell property. Whatever you need to do, we're there to help you.
I'm hoping next week we get some DECA kids out here.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. That would be wonderful.
Fantastic.
So, the Queen just stepped in.